Welcome to Mind Forged. In the last video, we philosophically argued for the A theory of time and causal finitivism, utilizing the Grim Reaper paradox alongside the Kalam cosmological argument to show that there could not be an infinite past of time and space. We further argued that the cause of space and time must be personal and free, not a blind mechanical necessity. But now we ask, what if, for the sake of argument, infinity was a real feature of the universe? What if the universe had no beginning, but stretched backwards into a never-ending sequence? Would the theistic project collapse? Absolutely not. In this video, we'll explore a classical and powerful argument by one of the greatest saints and doctors of the Church, Saint Thomas Aquinas, that proves that even if the universe were infinite, there would still have to be a first principle, an unmoved mover, a being of pure act with no potential, whom we call God. Part 1. Understanding act and potency. Before diving into the argument, we need to understand two key concepts in Aristotelian Thomistic metaphysics: act and potency. Potency, or potentiality, is the capacity to become something. Example: a lump of clay has the potential to become a statue. Your muscles have the potential to move your arm. Wood has the potential to burn. Act, or actuality, is the fulfillment of that potential. When the clay is shaped into a statue, its potential is actualized. When you raise your arm, your muscles are in act. When the wood is burning, it's no longer just potential fuel, it's actually on fire. Change, then, is the movement from potency to act, something becoming what it previously was not. Part 2. Aquinas' first way. The argument from Motion Aquinas noticed that change, or motion, is all around us. But he wasn't talking about movement in space only. He meant any transition from potential to actual. Here's a simplified breakdown of his argument. Change is real. We see things go from potential to actual every day, like fire heating water or neurons activating muscles. Nothing can move or change itself. Something must already be in act to bring something else from potency into act. So anything that changes is moved by something else. But that something else must also be changed by something prior to it, and so on. We can't go on infinitely in this chain per se, that is, in the here and now causal order. Therefore, there must be a first unmoved mover, something that causes change but is not itself changed, a being of pure act with no potentiality. And this, Aquinas says, is what people call God. Part 3. Illustrations to ground the argument. Let's bring this down to earth with some everyday analogies. Train cars. Imagine an infinite number of train cars. Even if the line goes on forever, each car is being pulled by the one before it. But without a locomotive, an engine that is not itself being pulled by another, the train can't move. Aquinas' point is similar. Even if there were an infinite number of causes, none of them would explain motion unless there were something outside the chain that causes without being caused. Neurons and muscles. Your brain sends signals down your spine, activating nerves in your arm, which activate muscles, which contract and move your hand. But none of this starts without something already in act to begin the chain, such as your will, or more deeply, the very being sustaining your body in act at every moment. Part 4. Why this argument doesn't rely on a beginning in time. This is critical. Aquinas' first way is not about the past, and it does not depend on the universe having a beginning. Unlike the Kalam argument, which argues that an actual infinite can't exist in time, Aquinas is dealing with a different kind of infinite, a hierarchical causal series right now, here and now, not stretched through time. So even if the universe has existed forever, the present moment still depends on a first cause that is not caused, a reality of pure actuality sustaining all else. Part 5. Common objections and scholarly responses. Objection. 1. Why can't there be an infinite regress of movers? Response. Aquinas distinguishes between a temporal series, like past fathers and sons, and an essential series, like links in a chain holding up a chandelier. In an essential series, the lower links can't hold anything up unless the top one is doing the work. So even if the chain is infinite, there must be a source of causality, something that holds everything up without being held itself. Objection 2. Why does the unmoved mover have to be God? Response. Because this first cause is 1. Pure act, no potential so it cannot fail, decay, or be acted upon. 2. Immutable and eternal because change requires potential. 3. necessary, because it cannot not exist. 4. Immaterial, because matter involves potency. 5. It must be one in essence, because if there were two, they'd differ by potential. 6. Intelligent and willful, because the cause of things must have intentionality or direction behind its actions, or else all would be random. It makes perfect sense that only something with these features fits the classical definition of God. Objection 3. Doesn't quantum physics show randomness without causes? Response: quantum events may appear random, but even those rely on underlying fields, laws, and conditions, none of which explain their own existence. Remember, this is metaphysical, which is beyond physics. Moreover, Aquinas' argument is not about predictability, but ontological dependence. The fact that potency needs act, no matter how chaotic things may seem. Part 6. Connecting to previous arguments. In our last video, we showed that an infinite temporal regress leads to absurdities, using the Grim Reaper paradox and the principles of causal finitude to support the Kalam argument. That showed the universe needs a beginning. Now, even if someone insisted that the universe was infinite, Aquinas shows it would still need something that is pure act, the unmoved mover, to make sense of why anything is actual at all, here and now. So whether the universe had a beginning or not, the conclusion stands: a first necessary, unchanging cause must exist. Final thought. Imagine reality as a complex network of lights and wires, all flickering, dependent, interconnected. One light has a wire that is hooked to the other. None of them can light up by themselves. Now imagine a light at the beginning wire in which all the other wires and bulbs are interconnected to. Yet this light is not connected to a preceding wire or light. It already shines by necessity of its nature. This light is analogous to God, pure act, the source of all being. Thanks for watching Mind Forged. If you enjoyed this exploration of Aquinas' first way and the nature of pure act, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into classical philosophy and theistic proofs. Well, that was it for now. Until next time, keep forging the mind!